Okay, I am gonna re-record this entire video because I accidentally uh, clicked out of the thing and I don't want to edit this video at all. Basically, this video is gonna be about a bunch of things I hate about this phone. I've had it since I made this video, part 3. So I've had it since August 22nd, 2024. Today is, let me show you. Today is August 7th, 2025. So I've had this phone damn near an entire year, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm tired of it. Like it's on my it started getting on my nerves about 6 months in when it started having serious issues. But the thing was, I didn't want to switch from a flip phone to a smartphone, so I just kept rocking this, and I found a bunch of solutions to problems that the phone was not designed to be solved for. Number one, 4 gigabyte expandable storage, 512 megabytes of RAM. I'm gonna just say right now, any phone that has 512 megabytes of RAM, that's not enough for today's ecosystems. You're gonna need at least a gigabyte. I'm gonna just tell you right now. As you can see, this is a Frankenstein phone, right? And this is my daily, right? They look very similar, but they're not the same, as you can see. This one has the motherboard in it of the one that I got from Best Buy. I Frankensteined it together with one that I got from Dollar General that does not have expandable SD card storage. This one, which, forget the Nokia branding, all I did was I switched the frames, and let me show you why. Also, if you haven't seen my video on how to put a 125 or 126 gig SD card in a Nokia 2780, go check that out. If you don't want to watch 30 minutes of that, or you don't want to watch the follow-up videos, I put a link in the description of this video. Uh, Basically, it's a 2-minute video that I found, which is where I learned about this. Just watch his video. It's like 2 minutes. It'll tell you how to do it. I felt like you guys might need a more in-depth description of how to do it. That's why I made my video. If you don't feel like watching it, you know what I'm saying, look at the description, find the original. Anyways, so with this phone, you can see this crack right here, right? That little crack, not the scratch, but just the crack. On the other side, there's another little crack, right? Come on, focus. Focus, focus. Come on. There we go. Little crack. Same thing on this one, right? Originally, this was the one that started having the cracks. They're a lot more noticeable. And so I switched out the frame, which is just this blue part, and the screen. The screen I tried to separate because I thought that it would come apart, and it did not want to come apart. So I ended up switching the frame and the screen onto this phone. Hold on. But shortly after, I ended up dropping the phone, and it cracked. You can kind of see it cracked the screen, the outer screen. It's just plastic, and so that no longer works. But it's not a deal breaker. I mean, the only thing it's really good for is telling you what number is calling. It won't even give you the if you put a number in your contacts, it won't even tell you the contact name. It'll only show the number. So it's not really good for anything anyways. So it doesn't really make a big difference. I would have recorded this video on the flip phone itself, but I kind of need the flip phone to, to show you what I'm talking about. The only reason I haven't gotten rid of this smartphone, which I'm recording the video on now, is because you can't get Cash App on here. And when I've set up Cash App, so I get automatic text messages whenever somebody sends me cash. The problem is, if you don't use Cash App for a certain amount of time, like a month, then you have to go into the Cash App app, which you can't do on a laptop. You can't do on the internet. You have to have the smartphone app and go in there and accept the money, which is goofy as hell. But anyways, point being, that's the only reason I really have this smartphone anymore. Um, Also, I did not need it for Google Maps. You don't need a smartphone. Look at that, Google Maps. So you can do Google Maps on here. It's a real pain in the ass, but you can do it in a pinch. I used to use it daily. Like, I actually used it for a job at one point in time, but it's kind of slow, kind of inconvenient. You end up waiting for it to load, and it's faster than texting, though. I will say that. Uh, Look at that. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed that, but I clicked it once and it went into this app twice, which is one of my biggest gripes about this phone. Is once that frame cracks, all of a sudden, hold up, listen. He said he said it hurts when you outgrew them niggas that grew up with you. That's so real. Anyways, texting, real pain in the butt. Like I try to delete something and it won't do it. So like it takes forever to delete. Anyways, video quality not bad. Actually, I was surprised by the video quality. Flash kind of weak, but it does help in a pinch. And one thing I like about the 2780 is if you're on the home screen, all you have to do is click this up button, and that turns on the flashlight, which is sometimes more convenient than a smartphone. Whoops, when it wants to work. Uh, what else was I gonna get at? Oh, I have a dollar bill on the battery. Let me show you this real quick. Because when you have this phone in your pocket, and let's say that you're running or you have some skinny jeans on or something. Not that I wear skinny jeans or anything crazy like that. But the point being, like, I have some pants that are a little tight in the pocket area. They have small pockets. And when I am up against the counter, like I'm up somewhere getting groceries at the counter or whatever, paying for it, if that pushes against, it kind of puts pressure on the plastic frame and it'll pop the battery out of slot, causing it to restart. And so the phone will just restart, and then you open the phone to go make a call and you're like, why is it restarting? It was really annoying until I figured out that's what the issue was. The dollar bill is a temporary fix. I can't think of a permanent fix, so it is what it is. Anyways, now let's get on to some more gripes about the phone. Give me a sec. Let me think. Hold on. Oh yes, some more gripes about the phone. It's very slow. Look at that. Again, click the wrong button. And hold on. Okay, I was trying to get to this screen. I have the music. K-Music is the best app for iOS devices. If you'd like to get started with the flip phone and you want to try the 2780, you're gonna need this app. It's the best music app I've found. Other people have recommended it. But anyways, let me get straight to the chase. Some more apps that I do like that are very helpful. Mocha Weather. There's another app, Kai Weather. Sometimes one weather app will say it's gonna rain. The other one will say it won't rain. So if you only look at one, you might think it's not gonna rain and then it rains. So like you kind of have to have both, which is really inconvenient. Unit Converter Pro. This is a very, very helpful app. You can change any stuff, right? Volume, weight, all that stuff. And let me just give you an example, right? Anyways, check out the app if you have iOS. It's very helpful. Some more stuff. This one, Where Am I? It will give you coordinates. It'll give you your coordinates. You can save the location. You can share it to people. The only way to share it is to take a screenshot. How you take a screenshot is you hold down the star and the pound at the same time, and watch this. Screenshot taken. Now, as you saw, when I hit that button, it put the pound sign in. It should have just taken a screenshot without typing the pound sign in. Sometimes it'll do that, and if you're in a certain app and you try to take a screenshot, it'll bring up a thing because you click the button, and then it'll block the thing you're trying to take a screenshot of. So it's not perfect, but it does work. And it took me like 6 months to find out you could even take screenshots. So that was kind of nice. What other apps would I recommend? There it goes again. Hold on. Oh, yes. A really big gripe about this phone is the clock. The clock. Oh, my goodness. If you have a job, which most of us do not rely on this phone for an alarm. It is not reliable whatsoever. Okay, I have it set right for 5 a.m. If I turn this off right now, it'll say alarm turned off, right? But then, like, whether I stay in the app and I just shut the phone and I go to bed and I wake up, the chances of that alarm still going off, even though I turned it off and even though it shows that it's off, it's still going to go off, most likely. Now, another thing, if you just now set an alarm, right? You go in the app, you do new, you create the parameters, and then it says alarm set for 12 hours, 47 minutes, whatever. The chances of that alarm actually going off in 12 hours and 47 minutes the first time you set it, very low. Very low. You're going to miss work. I've missed work because of this phone before. I'm telling you, it's not reliable. It says it's going to work, but you don't really know if it's going to work or not. So don't rely on it. Get another alarm clock. Get you one of those analog alarm clocks with the bell. Ding, 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 ding. You know, The problem with those analog alarm clocks, or the mechanical ones that ding, is the batteries die quick. So like, if the batteries die and they're almost dead, and then it's ticking, and then it's right before you're about to wake up, the batteries will die right when it's time for it to ding. And so like when you set the alarm, it looks like the batteries are fine, but then you don't wake up on time. You're like, what the heck? And you look at your clock and the batteries died, because it takes a lot of power to ring those bells. Anyways, that's not really part of this video. Point being, um, alarm sucks. Browser somewhat unusable. It crashes on you when you try to go on Reddit. It has a really hard time on Reddit. Certain other websites, no problem. I've actually oh yeah, let me show you. There's a QR code, QR tools. Scan QR, open QR, create QR. I've never actually tested that. History. There's another QR app on KaiOS, but I didn't really like it. I like this QR app. The problem is sometimes if it's a real complex, real detailed QR code, it won't pick it up, and that's a real hassle. What else? Mocha Air Quality. I love this app, but recently, like around the time that they stopped supporting WhatsApp on KaiOS, for some reason this app started giving me issues. I honestly haven't tried it since then. I don't know if it still works. Sun Compass. Now, me personally, if my phone dies, I'm not gonna have a compass, so I just carry one of these bad boys with me, you know, and you get them at Five Below. Shout out to my cousin, she bought it for me. Appreciate that. Really, really handy. What else do we have? File Manager. This comes in handy. You can use your phone as a USB drive. You can plug it in. It uses Type C. You plug it in. You can put a bunch of media on that 126 gigabyte SD card. You can walk around with it. Nobody's gonna think anything because it's a flip phone. You know what I'm saying? It's now, of course, I already carry a USB drive, which I almost never use. But when it comes in handy, it comes in very, very handy. Some people, they refuse to plug your phone in, but they'll plug in a USB drive. So, anyways, I'm trying to think of more gripes, more positives. Expense tracker. I never really use this just because the phone's so slow. It's just kind of an inconvenience. K video player. If you have a lot of videos on the phone, or you take videos on the phone, this is a helpful app. Pocket ATM. Never really use it again because the phone's slow. Calendar. I never put anything on the calendar on here just because I had problems with the clock, and so I automatically didn't trust the calendar. One thing I like about this phone that didn't come with the 2760 is it does have an FM radio that does not require data or service. So that's nice. If nothing else, when you buy this phone and you decide you don't like it, you can still use it as an FM emergency radio when the power goes out. So there's that. Time zone converter, that's very helpful. PDF reader, you're going to need that because there's going to be situations where you have a PDF and you need to read it, and that's the only way to read it, right? You can also use PDF tools. Document reader is kind of like LibreOffice or Microsoft Word. XLS reader, it's like Excel, or I think it's called Libre Sheets or something. I don't know. Google Sheets, stuff like that. Some of these other ones I really don't use at all. This is the stock music app. It's really basic, not very much to use. Then there's some other stuff. What else is there? There's podcast apps. There's games. Oh, one thing I do like about this phone, which is kind of silly, is it has... Where's it at? I'm trying to click the back button. Sometimes it gives me issues. Can't seem to find it, but it has Snake. Oh, another thing. Don't use the Notes app. I'm telling you right now, don't use the Notes app. Get you a real notepad. Much more handy than this little... I mean, think about it. The frame cracks. You're trying to type the notes. The keys kept double pressing letters. It's just going to get on your nerves. I'm telling you right now. Mocha VCN. I've never figured out how to use this, but I feel like it would be helpful. I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do with that. Let's see. What else we got? Country codes. Never used it. Thought it would be helpful. And then we start with the random stuff that I've saved from YouTube. I watch too much YouTube. So if you're trying to quit your social media addiction, this will do it. but this will not quit your YouTube addiction. I'm telling you right now. You will sit there and watch YouTube videos on this tiny little screen and you will still be addicted. It helps a lot. Don't get me wrong. It helps slow you down a lot. But yeah, but it's still kind of a problem. Anyways, I saved a lot of YouTube tabs on so many tabs that it's honestly slowed the entire phone down because of that. What else is a problem with this phone? Let me think. Oh yes. So the original phone I got, it has a battery. I haven't turned it on because it won't turn on. So this is the original battery. Not the original. Well, there it goes. This is the battery that came with the track phone version, which is what I got from Dollar General. And this battery, I guess it set dead for too long, and so it doesn't work anymore. It won't hold. It won't take a charge. It won't turn the phone on, and I couldn't figure out why. In this video, $20 feature phone is hard to beat. You can buy it from Walmart, Dollar General, etc. Bricked. I couldn't figure out why it bricked itself, and then I realized it's because the battery was dead. Because when I got this phone, which is actually, hold on. When I got this phone, right, the blue part of it, aka the colored one, not the black one. When I got this one, I realized that when I just swapped the battery in the other one, and then everything worked on the old one, the track phone one. And so I was just like, oh, so the problem was the battery. That was an easy fix. You can order a second battery offline if you want. Anyways, now let's get into what I would recommend. So KaiOS, I'm going to just go ahead and start calling it Kai POS because that's what it is. I mean, it'll get you by in a pinch. For $100, it's not worth it. For $20, you don't get an SD card. So either way, it's not worth it. But what I would, give me a sec. Sorry about that. I had to take a call. That's one thing I love about this phone. That out of all the issues, I've still stuck it through with this phone. I've still stuck it through because, I mean, all you got to do, you can change the settings so that when you flip it open, it answers the call. All you got to do, boom, hello, hang up, boom, hung up on him. It's that simple. I love that. It adds a physical aspect to calls again. Like nowadays, it's all tappity tap 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 tappity tap tap. If it's super bright outside, you don't even know which button to press to answer the call. You know, I love that about the flip phone. All you got to do is just boom, boom. Like that's it. I love that. Anyways, yeah. Okay, here we go. Devices. So they have some smartphones, but I'm not looking at all that. These are the two I'm looking at. Let me just click on devices. So as you can see, they have two of the flip phones, right, for sale, or maybe three. I don't know if it's two or three. Let's see. Dura XA equipped, XA equipped. So it's the same one. Non-camera model available. So they actually have three versions of this phone. They used to have 4 or 5, but now they have 3. So what they have is hold on. US Cellular Dura XA equipped, and the Verizon Dura XV Extreme Plus. This Extreme Plus comes with a non-camera model or a model that has a camera. Both the phones look identical. One of them just doesn't, the camera just doesn't work, which I think is, I don't know. Some people don't want a camera, so I respect that. The XA equipped, I believe that US Cellular is an 18th. Let me check that. Okay, so I haven't read this quite yet. You can look this up if you're curious, but it says in May 2024, TNT announced it would acquire US Cellular's wireless customers and retail outlets plus 30%, etc. US Cellular announced that it reached agreements to sell 55% of its remaining wireless spectrum license holdings for $1 billion to AT&T and $1 billion to Verizon. So I don't know what that means. The deal closed on August 1st. Oh, so that just happened. That just happened last week. I did not know that. Okay. According to T-Mobile US, US Cellular's wireless business will eventually rebrand as T-Mobile. Okay, so if you buy the XA equipped, this will work on T-Mobile, and I can't give a guarantee, but I'm pretty sure it'll work on AT&T also. If I were you, I would call Kyocera and I would ask them what carriers does the XA equipped work on besides US Cellular now that this deal has happened. And I would also call AT&T and ask them, hey, does this phone work on AT&T? When I tried to do this with T-Mobile, I got conflicting answers. So good luck, basically. But what I know for sure is the XV Extreme Plus works on Verizon and its subsidiary companies. Give me one sec. Okay, so basically, if you're gonna get this phone, this is what I recommend. I recommend getting the Dura XV Extreme Plus through somebody like one of these. Visible, Twigby, one of these, and you can find these on Verizon MVNOs. What are they, and which is the best option? Um, so these are some that they just kind of feature the best Verizon, whatever that word is. Visible, Xfinity, Tello, Ting. I don't know about these bottom three, but I've heard. I went to a Verizon store, asked them about this phone. The guy who was telling me about this phone didn't even have Verizon. He had Visible, and he worked at Verizon. So I think that goes to show why spend more money when you can just, anyways. So point being, because of that new deal, the XA Equip should work on AT&T and T-Mobile. And then the Dura XV Extreme, which I think is the better phone, should work on Verizon and its subsidiaries such as Visible, Twigby, etc., TrackPhone, etc. So I want to get the XV Extreme Plus. They also have the XV Extreme without the Plus. It's an older model. I don't really know the big difference between them, but I'm just going to recommend people get the newer one. Hold on. Like I said, I'm going to recommend people get the newer one, the Extreme Plus. When you buy it, whoopsies, make sure it's a camera version. I don't know. I haven't looked in this description, but make sure you look everything over and ask the seller, does the camera on this phone work or not? Because I saw one bad review where a lady said she ordered one that had a camera, or that was supposed to come with a working camera, and when she got it, it did not have a working camera. Anyways, long story short, 159 versus 250. I don't know why you would spend, why buy a new one when you could get a used one? Like, they're the Dura Extreme, you know what I'm saying? They last a long time. Like, if you want to get a new one, go for it, you know what I'm saying? But I don't see the point unless you want to get it on what's it called, layaway or whatever, when you buy it from Verizon or Twigby or whatever. If you want to pay a little bit per month instead of buying it outright, okay, that's the only reason I could see to get a brand new one. Anyways, so another thing about these. Okay, so you can go to Business Solutions on the Kyocera website, and they have smart mobile scanning, mobile printing. They have a bunch of stuff, but let me click on one of them. Accessory partner ecosystem. Hold on, I clicked on the wrong thing. Let me find. Okay, now this is one thing I want to mention for people who are into these kind of phones for privacy reasons. The Nokia 2780, 2760, any Nokia device, it is not secure. Obviously, it's not secure. Okay, just because it's a feature phone and it's got flip phone features does not mean it can't be tracked. It's got 4G, it can be tracked. Okay, I'm just keep it real with y'all. Is it as easy to be tracked as a smartphone? Absolutely not. I'm not logged into any type of account on this phone. The only thing connecting me and my identity to this phone is the cellular service that it is attached to. Okay? So I'm just let you know that right now. You can attach accounts to it. You can attach. Now, let me tell you something important about this phone. If you log into your Gmail account on this phone, or you log into anything Google related, if you log into YouTube, anything Google owned, Google related, and then you log out later, you can't log out. I made that mistake on the old phone, on the $20 one that doesn't have an SD card. I logged in to I tried to log into my Gmail, and when I tried to log out, I would go into other apps like Google Maps or some other app, and for a split second, it would still show my name and my account, and then it would just disappear, and it wouldn't show up in any of the settings that I'm still logged in. But I logged out like a week before, and it was still doing that glitch, and that's letting me know that once you log in one time, Google is logged in forever. So I just decided when I got this new phone that I was not going to log into Gmail, and I was just going to take the L on that, not be able to see my emails on my phone, and just see them on my laptop, of course. Anyways, the key difference that I wanted to point out is this phone is Firefox based. This Kyocera Dura XV Extreme is Android based. Okay. Now I want to point out a key difference. Even though it is Android based, it is not Google based. Okay. There are ways to hold on. Okay, I think I found the video I was looking for. I have a playlist on my channel called Tech/AI. I have a lot of playlists, so it might be a little hard to find it first. But once you find it, scroll down. I mean, I update these playlists frequently, so it's gonna change slots. It's not gonna be 105 after tomorrow. But point being, I have several videos saved that I've handpicked about this phone. 30 days with the flip phone, for example. This lady, she did not know how to jailbreak it and add extra apps onto it. So she's just giving you a basic review. But if you want to know how to get the most out of this phone, then you need to look at this video by this interesting white guy named Petar Marinov. Okay, it's 30 minutes. I'm gonna click on it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me unplug my laptop because it's being loud. So it's a little bit hard to hear. So plug in your headphones, your speaker, whatever, and check out what he has to say. He gives a little description here you can read. Okay, look right here. The mouse. So you can get a mouse on this flip phone. On this phone, there's just the stock mouse, and it doesn't work all the time. It glitches out sometimes. There's a different issue with the mouse that comes stock with the Kyocera Dura Extreme. Long story. Oh, follow-up video with full tutorial. Okay, so maybe. Hold on. Let me see what this is about. What is that? Okay, so I don't think I've ever seen this video. I don't know if I have or not, but let me see what he's talking about throughout the video. Looks like some commands he put in. Okay, so this looks like the real deal. Basically, he's comparing the Extreme Plus 4811. Again, if you're looking for this phone on eBay, you want to look for the okay, like I was saying, you want to look for the E4811 with camera, okay? Because some of them don't come with, they look the same, like I keep saying, they look like they have a camera, but it doesn't have, like the camera does not, it's non-functional. So 85 bucks, you know what I'm saying? You can find a decent one out there. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So ADB fast boot, you're gonna probably need that. Mouse, you're gonna need that. If you wanna put music OLED on your flip phone, which I highly recommend. Hold on. Okay, like I was saying, if you want to put this music player on to this phone, the way to do it is to use this, what they call Aurora Store, right? The only thing about Aurora Store, it's the same as Google Play Store. The only difference is you cannot make purchases and you cannot log in, which in my opinion it's a positive, because why would I spend money on apps, and why would I want to give up my identity just to download an app? But to other people, they want to spend money on games or whatever, so that's the only downside, right? Traditional T9, I don't know what that's about. I think that's necessary. I'm not really sure. Point being, check out these two videos. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on. Okay, I went ahead and removed the video and re-added it to my Tech/AI playlist, so it's going to be at the top at the time when I post this video. If you can't find it in my playlist, this is the channel name. It's a 30-minute video. Hold on, focus, come on. It's a 30-minute video. This is the name of it. Take a screenshot, look it up yourself. I'll put it in the description. I'll put both of these in the description also. Again, same channel. This one's 1 hour and 23. That's the title, etc. That's pretty much all I have to say. Like, I'm ready to upgrade to this phone. I didn't even know that they made that deal with AT&T and T-Mobile not even a week ago, or exactly a week ago. So honestly, I could buy one of these today and it would probably work on my, I'm not going to tell you my current provider, but it would probably work on the provider I have. I wanted to get Verizon so I could get, let me take a step back. The Dura XA equipped will probably work on my current provider. The Dura Extreme XV Extreme Plus only works on Verizon subsidiaries and Verizon. So I didn't want to confuse y'all, my bad. Point being, I didn't know about that deal. This phone, the Dura XA, will probably work on the other carrier. Okay, if you're interested in getting one of the Kyocera smartphones, you can get one of those. Like if you ever worked at retail, you know what these devices are. But look at that, mobile label, mobile receipt printers. If you have a business, this, why buy $1,000 Apple device when you could get a printer, a mobile print? I'm just saying, if you have a business, this Kyocera technology make more sense than Apple or Android, if you ask me. I mean, look at what they got. Long range barcode scanner, RFID. Hold on, let me show you. Okay, I think I found the screen. So you want to go to Kyocera, right? KyoceraMobile.com, and you want to go to accessories, and then you want to scroll down to the phone that you just decide to choose. Now let me tell you something. They no longer sell the XE equipped. I'm sorry, my bad. I said that wrong. They no longer sell the Dura XE Epic. They do sell the XA equipped. So they still sell accessories for the Epic and the equipped, obviously the equipped. But the point that I'm trying to make is they don't sell this Epic anymore. They only sell the equipped, the extreme. They only sell the equipped and the Extreme Plus. They sell accessories for all 4 variations. I'm just letting you know. So, anyways, let's just assume you're like me and you want the best of the best, because the Extreme Plus has better functionality than the XA. What was it? XA equipped. Hold on. Yeah, the Extreme Plus has better functionality and you can unlock more features on it than the XA equipped, according to that guy that I was telling you about. Where is it at? According to this guy, Peter Marinov, and he says that in this 30-minute video, he says it somewhere in here that he prefers the XV Extreme over the XA equipped. So yeah, check out his videos. I feel like he's got some good things to say about that. But anyways, now let me go back to crap. There we go. So check out these features they got. You can get a Bluetooth wearable speaker. I mean, let me full screen this so you can see what I'm talking about. You can get a dock. You can charge the phone on a dock next to your nightstand. You can buy extra batteries right from the manufacturer. You can buy a Bluetooth mobile thermal printer. Yeah, it's $300, but the